Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. I have a question for y'all. Do you think that XRP or even Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high in 2021? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section down below, and let's dive right into the news as we have a ton of stuff to talk about. I'm going to quickly intervene here, say make sure you press the like button too. It just helps out the channel so extremely much. A lot of people forget to press it. So please, guys, if you want to help out, do that. All right. BNY Mellon to assist Grayscale in converting the Bitcoin Trust into a Bitcoin ETF. BNY Mellon reaffirms its involvement with the cryptocurrency space by agreeing to be the asset service provider for Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. And basically, the largest digital asset manager has partnered with the Americans' oldest bank, and as a result, the banking giant will provide the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust with fund accounting and administration starting later this year. They're partnering up. Pretty damn crazy if you start to think about it. Pretty damn freaking crazy if you start to think about it. Pretty damn freaking crazy. I have reaffirmed a couple of times on this channel too that I am so amazed by the amount of institutions and banks adopting this Bitcoin technology, or at least putting a couple of steps in that direction. It is phenomenal how fast things have gone. And specifically the last, let's say, 6 months here, ever since crypto hit a new all-time high, things have just propelled out of freaking the orbit. It's so ridiculously crazy. I have said before that I believe almost every single bank within 3 years will allow you to hold crypto on there. And I also firmly believe that within, let's say, 5 years, 99% of the asset managers will at least be into crypto in some way, shape, or form. I believe right now, even if you were to really get a good population poll going, which is not possible, but you guys get the idea, that at least 95 out of 100 would say, yes, we are getting into crypto because it's just the way to go. You don't want to be left out. That's one thing. Now, guys, I'm going to quickly remind you all, there's a trading competition over on Bybit, and there is 30,000 XRP to be won. This is only for people who use my link, and right now there's only 4 people that have entered. And guys, this is not the more money you have, the better. No, it doesn't work that way. All you need to have is 300 XRP. By the way, let's quickly make one thing clear. I pressed the button, which I shouldn't have most likely, but let's make one thing clear, all right? There is a risk always because you're trading and you have to trade. So if you don't know how to trade, maybe not something for you, but it is basically 30,000 XP that's going to be given away over a couple of people. If we get some more participants, though, you can see exactly how it works. The more the merrier, the more that's going to be given away. And all you have to do is make yourself an account under me over on Bybit and trade a little bit. Try to see if you can actually get the highest P&L, profit and loss, and boom, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, is it really risky? Debatable. I mean, the way I would go about it, I don't think I can enter, but if I could, I would. The way I would go about it's not really that risky. Then again, some people will say, oh, there's no chance I could win. Literally, one person with, for example, 500 XRP could win 7,500 XRP. It's theoretically speaking possible. So I'm just quickly putting it up there that there's a lot of possibilities for people. Make sure you check it out, link down below. We might never get a freaking competition this great anymore. 30,000 XRP is mind-boggling. So once more, it's down below the link. All right, then SEC v. Ripple lawsuit has become cold. Analysts suggest it could henceforth continue behind closed doors. Let me quickly make one thing more clear. Make sure you press the register now button. All right, if you're just making an account under me, which a lot of people have done, you're not automatically entered. Make sure you press that little register now button as well. You'll see how it works. It's official, by the way. It's officially made by Bybit, completely official, all good. All right. SEC v. Ripple lawsuit has become cold. Analysts suggest it could be henceforth continue behind closed doors. A couple of things to say right here. A couple of people have pointed out to me that, oh, the lawsuit has become so quiet. That's for 2 main reasons. One, the majority of the discovery has actually been over already. This is partially because, of course, the date for discovery has been moved 2 weeks, or sorry guys, a couple of weeks, and also 60 days or 8 weeks. Now, partially, right now it's becoming more quiet because of that, because there's so much time left and they do not have that much of a haste anymore. They have more time to go about these things. Partially is because a lot of these things are now discussed in a meet and confer, and partially I think they're just looking up documents and looking through the other parties' documents that they've received. As there's a 98% chance that Ripple has received a ton of info from the SEC, and right now they're just looking through. Yet, a conclusion does not come until summary judgment or until a settlement has been reached. The majority of these documents, like the title says here, are actually only shown behind closed doors, and even the speech from William Hinman, the deposition, might not be public from the get-go. It might become public, though, in the next couple of weeks, however. That's depending on how exactly they go about these things. But as far as I know right now, it's not by definition just public, but we shall see, right? I mean, a couple of weeks we shall hear it, and another attorney will most likely comment on that. But if you're asking about whether or not it's too quiet for good, another thing that people pointed out that the judge has freaking 700 cases just pending, and so there's a lot of stuff to do. I would like to point out these three things. One, there's still a lot of time left for the discovery phase, which, again, Ripple might have already discovered most of what they wanted to. Right now, they might be focused on deposing William Hinman. And, of course, they have a lot of documents to research. And, of course, the last one being that the judge is just extremely busy. And since there's so many different points which he has to reply upon, they're just waiting for some of those decisions. Then, Crypto RI. And by the way, if I'm talking strange, my wisdom teeth got removed. So, I try to kind of talk different so I don't... so I don't swallow in a certain way. So I'm trying to kind of move my mouth a little bit differently. Price might be a distraction, but still XRP is the top performing asset in the second quarter on the CoinDesk chart. That is really interesting to me. That is really interesting. CoinDesk top 20 assets Q2 performance. XRP, Ethereum, and ADA are actually three of the only ones that have actually done properly. The majority of them have just lost. And one thing to quickly add right there is that right now, it's not officially altcoin season. It's not officially a big bull market. Can it turn back into one? Of course. And people who say it can't, they're just either lying to you or unknowing. Because what we know as well is that crypto, it never really repeats itself twice in the exact same manner. What we did know was that you get a Bitcoin season, then neutral, and then altcoin season. And it kind of goes in cycles. And that's also what we've seen this time around again. If you look at it, for example, you can see it just always moves in a cycle like that. It always goes around every single time. What we've also, however, seen is that every time is slightly different and slightly, at the different edge and whatnot. And we couldn't have known that altcoin season was about to end just right there. Look at this. The majority of altcoins have done worse than Bitcoin, or at least done bad over the last 90 days, over the last 30 days as well. Over the last year, however, things are still looking good. And that's another important point to make. If you always look at a 5-year performance chart, every crypto does good. All right, if you look at a 3-year performance chart, and now let's do 4, I guess, because XRP is not the best one for that one. If you look at a 4-year chart, every crypto looks good. The majority of them will keep looking good because it goes kind of in cycles. But longer term, these cryptos are just up and up and up. Again, my own opinion and my own thought process. Then let's quickly see Matthew. The IMF is encouraging the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, HKMA, to use RippleNet. The HKMA should, where applicable, encourage network and network-based critical service providers to accommodate international communication and message standards. XRP will only be a matter of time. Here, let's quickly check it out. The HKMA should, where applicable, encourage network and network-based critical service providers to accommodate international communication and message standards. The PFMI requires the FMI to use, or at a minimum, accommodate relevant internationally accepted communication procedures and message standards in order to facilitate efficient payment settlement and recording. This specific part that you might be seeing here, the message standard and whatnot, these are not just normal messages from you to your friend, but these could be messages in the form of payments. Whenever a payment is made, there's actually a message between one and another party to say that something has been delivered, right? At present, several network-based service providers offer digital platforms/networks, for example, RippleNet, which are identical to conventional traditional payment messaging systems, which is, I think, the part which previously was referred to as xCurrent, basically the part of Ripple which handles the messaging system on the front end, and is not necessarily XRP related, but could be, because again, it's all part of RippleNet. It's a good thing, though, that they give that as an example, and that's being put up like that. I like that. Then here's another kind of proof how Ripple explains how there's quite a lot of expansion happening, how they fit into it all, and how CBDCs are ramping up themselves. And I sometimes like to refer back to it, just explaining, yeah, the space is growing. Ripple's getting a better and better foothold in the space, and people might talk about, oh, the price going down, this, that, this. Short-term things, short-term problems, not really a concern for the long term, not really a concern that I actually have. It's all just to kind of fill up your mind for the shorter term. Once more, my own opinion. Ripple XRP, as we said before in our video, is actually itching to turn bullish, with the SEC battle expected to take direction soon. Well, we are expecting one or another decision at one point or another, and from that perspective, it is more likely that we're going to see upside than downside. I know that's almost always true when things have already corrected quite significantly, but right now, even more specifically, I think we have a higher chance of things doing well than doing negative, and that's again why I'm holding this crypto. And then to kind of back that up, the institutions are saying the exact motherfucking same thing. Massive BTC amounts being moved off exchanges, Glassnode says, potential sign of price surge. Users are withdrawing Bitcoin from exchanges while the price strives to recover to $35,000 but remains in the $33,000 range. Bitcoin being taken off exchanges again, circle. This will typically push momentum towards higher prices. I'm not going to say that it's always going to be that way, but here you can see Bitcoin exchange net position change, all exchanges. So let's quickly zoom in a little bit. There we go. Exchange net position change and exchange net position change, all exchanges. So this basically means people are putting money on exchanges, and this means people are taking money off. And right now, that's exactly what we're seeing happening. And you can see when things are going downhill, people are taking their money or putting their money in because they want to sell or do something with that. And once things kind of ramp up or start to ramp up, people are doing the exact opposite. Exchange balances were declining for 15 months. Will this trend resume? Yeah, it's so hard to point out whether or not we've actually stopped with the bull run, whether or not this is actually a correction or not. It's all so difficult, but all I'm saying, guys, is I'm just holding on through. No real worries. I just want to update myself, though, with the current situation. And I think this was a fun thing to kind of watch, but still nothing too crucial, nothing too crazy. And again, I'm just quickly saying sorry for my speech a little bit. I know it's not the best. It's not my 10 out of 10 self, but it's because of that wisdom tooth. It's a little bit harder to pronounce everything that I want to, and I have to do things a little bit differently, which is also why I might come across a little bit different. So I want to apologize for that, but hopefully it will be better in a couple of days once I can just do everything a little bit more normally again. But thank you still for watching, and hopefully you still enjoyed it and learned something new. See you guys again in another crypto video. And by the way, if you're from the US, make sure you use VPN for this stuff.